Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. Happy Wednesday, y'all! NAOMI Osaka has withdrawn from the French Open. They caught the suspect who stole Akon's car. And Blair Underwood is single. We're talking about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let's go! Hey, beauty besties! Did you miss me? I missed you. But most importantly, I hope you guys had a great long weekend. Child, I went to DC and left a part of my voice there. I had a great weekend. It was great spending time with those that mean the most to me over the weekend in DC. And child, DC is back open. Ooh, yes. And as a side note, any of my beauty besties in DC, what is up with these cicadas? Child, I didn't know what I was hearing. If I was hearing hummingbirds or humming pigeons, I didn't know what it was. I literally had to Google it. There is a huge cicada problem in DC right now. And the weather, I will say this, the weather, and I blame it on global warming, was really temperamental. It was warm when I got there, then it was cold, and then tried to warm itself back up. But nonetheless, I had a ball. Let's jump into our first topic. Baby, I don't know what level of Jumanji we're playing at this point, and honestly, I thought we were coming out of this Panasonic and that the game of Jumanji was officially about to be over. Guess what? The level of Jumanji has increased to another level. Y'all ready for this? Baby, they have just announced that there is a new case, the first human case of the H1N3, which is the new version of the bird flu. No, this is not the infected bird. This is just for entertainment purposes. But baby, there is a new strain of bird flu. No, the first thing, because y'all know I got questions, the first thing that pops in my mind is, do we need to be paying attention to this strain of bird flu? Because if my memory serves me correctly, last time there was a strain of something going around and we didn't pay attention for it, 3 months later we were working from home for over a year, okay? So I need to know what we need to do to get prepared because I can't go back on house arrest. On top of that, this new strain has been identified in China. What is happening? Like, I'm tired. Are y'all tired? Because I'm tired. I feel like, for some reason, is there a viral warfare that's going on? Why is it that it seems to me, and I'm not being funny, but it seems to me, every time there is something that we need to be worried about, it's always like, first case found in China. What is happening? Can we just please go back to a regular common cold, the regular flu, and let's continue to manage this whole coronavirus? Because your beauty best friend is tired, y'all. I don't know if y'all tired, but we got to continue to watch this because the moment this bird flu travels its way across the pond and over to us in the United States and the other countries, well, fortunately, actually, at least we have a better administration that hopefully will take this serious and this won't come to us. But I just need to let y'all know that there is a new strain of the bird flu flying around, okay? So y'all stay protected. Wear your mask if you need to. Don't touch people. Don't sneeze on folks. And hand sanitize, okay? Now, let's move on. So they found the suspect that stole Akon's car. Now, you know last week we talked about Akon's Range Rover being stolen while Akon was physically pumping gas in the car. I still have my questions and concerns about the safety of pumping gas while the car is running, but I digress. Well, they found the suspect, and Akon is deciding not to press charges. Excuse me, Mr. Akon? Akon says that he hopes that he's not going to press charges in the hopes that this person will realize this is a second chance for them to do better, get themselves out of, I guess, the hood, and make something of themselves. Because Akon said that was where I was at one point. Before I became Akon, I was doing hustles just like this. So I understand where this person is. Now, I'm all for meeting people where they are, but not when that person left me stranded on the side of the road without a car. Okay? Now, on top of that, this man literally hopped his ass in Akon's car. Obviously, he probably didn't know it was Akon, but the fact that this man literally hopped into somebody's car while the car was on, while the car was pumped, getting gas put into it, tells me, sir, you have no disregard for my life or the person that's pumping the gas either. Because, again, I don't think we're supposed to be pumping gas with the car on. Now, good for Akon. Obviously, we know Akon is out here doing all types of philanthropic work, building communities out there in Africa, and now obviously he's extending grace and mercy to whoever stole this car. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Should Akon have pressed charges? Would you have pressed charges? Obviously, we know Akon could afford another car like that, sugar. So obviously, it's not the cost of the car for Akon. I guess it's seeing something in someone that you probably saw in yourself and realizing that sometimes people need grace and mercy. Good for you, Akon. But again, he left you stranded on the side of the road, sir. Okay. NAOMI Osaka, who prior to the French Open, said that she was going to opt out of doing any media or press while she was there. Now, she also said that she was opting out because the media has a tendency to sometimes cause athletes to break down, and that, you know, the media can be quite cruel and very intense. And so for her mental health, she was going to opt out of doing any media. She also said that in the event they do decide to fine me, I hope that they take my fine and donate it to mental health charities. Okay, NAOMI, we see you, because your mental health matters, and it should matter to everybody, right? Well, that's not the case, beauty besties. NAOMI has now officially withdrawn from the French Open, and they did fine her, by the way, after her first match and her not doing press and media like she said she was not going to do. The heads of the organizations came together and fined NAOMI $15,000 and said that they would continue to impose fines if she did not start talking to the media after these matches. So let me get something straight. This woman goes on record in a very vulnerable way and said, for my mental health, I struggle with depression, and for my mental health, I need to play the game, but I can't interact because I know what the press does. Hell, we all know what the press does. We've seen Serena and Venus break down and cry because of the intensity of the media. We see it across all avenues of sports and how the media can be. And you want this woman, this young woman who says, I'm struggling to make sure I maintain my mental health, to set herself up to be sacrificed to the sacrificial lambs in this case? No, that's not how this works. And good for NAOMI, because you know what? She says, if that's the case, I will withdraw. So that way I'm not causing a distraction to the other players, and we can continue to keep the focus on what everybody is here for, which is the game. Now, baby girl should not have had to withdraw from the French Open, but she says, I'm gonna go ahead and check out. Now, here's my question for y'all beauty besties. Did she do the right thing? And do you all agree with her decision? Because at this point, I'm like, what else do y'all need from this girl? This girl literally said, I'm struggling with depression. I need to protect my mental health. Did you need a doctor's note that says NAOMI can't participate in media today? Did you need her mom to call and be like, NAOMI can't participate? Like, I'm trying to, you know what's really interesting? Because when we take a knee, there's issues. This woman says, I'm not doing this because of my mental health. So at this point, this institution of sports is literally trying to control the narrative and own the Black body. You need to be silent and not speak out on the things that matter to you the most, and only speak when spoken to or when we tell you to speak. And here's where I also feel like there's about to be a shift, is that more and more Black athletes are realizing there is power in their voice, and at the end of the day, as they're working hard, this is their job and this is a game that they love, they are going to continue to speak out on what matters to them the most as it relates to them and their community. And if the organization and structure is not okay with it, in this case, I will remove myself. But you know who I'm really sick and tired of? Piers Morgan, the Brit across the pond. He is so blatantly disrespectful to so many people, and now he is calling NAOMI a spoiled, entitled brat. He said that she is pulling a page out of the handbook of Meghan and Harry. So are you telling me only Meghan and Harry can have mental health issues? I'm sure if you were to Google Piers, if you were to Google the statistics for mental health issues amongst Black, brown, and people of color, the rates are alarming. right? I'm sure peers and or his colleagues don't have anybody's issues seeking treatment for their mental health issues sitting up on somebody's therapy couch. But what we know for sure that mental health is taboo already in the Black community. The Black community doesn't necessarily always have the resources to treat mental health. And so now, because she's addressing it, and that because Meghan and Harry addressed it and they're bringing attention to mental health, they're entitled and they're spoiled. Sir, somebody take the microphone from him. I need them to Trump ban him like they did Trump. Take away his Twitter, take away the platform. The message of hate speech and avert racism is disgusting to me. And obviously we know that he's communicating to a sector of people that is eating it up. But in the meantime, Naomi, you protect your mental health, girl. You gird your loins and they'll have to figure it out. I support you, sis. I do. Attention, attention. Calling all the single people. Blair Underwood has announced that he and his wife, Desiree Underwood, are heading down to the divorce court. Now, here's my thing. I know that Rona, we were already ducking and dodging Rona, but this is another relationship that's biting the dust in the midst of the pandemic settling. So people have to duck not only Rona, but they got to duck Rona and divorce? Like, what is happening? And I love them as a couple. They made the announcement jointly that they were divorcing after 27 years. Y'all, did y'all realize that Blair Underwood and his wife was married for 27 years? Right, I didn't either. And so my thoughts are, and I get it, I've never been married. I don't know what it's like to be in a relationship for 27 years with somebody. But at some point, is there just like a milestone marker that after you hit it, y'all ain't going nowhere? Like, we may not be the same anymore, but we ain't getting divorced after 27 years. I'm going to just go ahead and move all of myself down into the basement. We'll go ahead and get a new house. You have your wing, I have my wing, and we wing this thing together. Because at the end of the day, we've been in this for 27 years. And obviously, they probably stayed a little bit longer because they got 3 children together. But 27 years going back on the dating market, that's a little depressing, honestly, to me. And I'm all the way single. So I don't know what y'all about to be doing because Desiree's a beautiful woman, but I feel like everybody's about to start creeping in Blair Underwood's DMs and Desiree as well because now they're back on the market. And for those that y'all know, if you know, you know, Blair Underwood in the early 2000s set it off, was the bee's knees, and everybody wanted that man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's single. So y'all know on Friday we talked about Bill Cosby parole being denied because he chose not to take a program for sexually violent predators. Well, O.J. Simpson is now weighing in his 2 cents on this. And O.J. is saying that, you know, when he was in the big house, he took some programs because obviously when you take programs, it looks better and it reduces your sentence. And he is suggesting, well, I'm going to let you hear what O.J. has to say and then we won't talk about it.
He decided not to take a course, a sexual course in prison, and it probably cost him his parole. So he's not getting out. Well, when I was in camp, I took anything, all the courses. I wanted to get home to my kids. I took a victim impact course that was particularly galling to me because I had to get up and apologize to my victims. And I got up and said, guys, I'm sorry I caught you trying to sell my stolen property. I'm sorry I yelled at you, and I'm sorry that the state of California ruled it was my property, gave it back to me, and you didn't get to make any money off my stolen property. But I would have taken a cooking or sewing class. I would have taken anything to get home and get out of prison. And
cooking classes, huh? I bet you would take a course in cooking classes, all them knives around. Or better yet, do they offer fencing programs in jail? So here's my thing about OJ. Sir, at this point in your life, please stay out of jail and just enjoy life in the sunshine, freedom, post-pandemic air, and enjoy life and be quiet. Like, at some point, you might not need to comment on everything, especially as it has to relate to crimes, because low-key, high-key, mid-key, and off-key. I'm not completely sold, OJ, that you are completely innocent from that first crime, that first trial that you got away with. You know, very how to get away with murder. I'm not sure that you're completely free from that, but that's just my opinion, allegedly. Because if y'all remember correctly, OJ went to jail on stealing his own merchandise back after people stole it from him. So the crime really wasn't even befitting the sentence they gave him. But you know, because they couldn't get him the first time, they stuck it to him the second time, child. With that being said, OJ actually makes a point, and that was the point that I made. Sir Bill Cosby, if you really trying to get out of jail, whether you guilty or not, sir, if you really want to get out, take the program, take all the programs. Treat it like college credits. How many courses can you stack in order to try to get out? Because at this point, you're 83. And I think we should be even more concerned that now we got to take advice from OJ on how to get out of jail. Right, blink twice. And on that note, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like it, leave me a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on. Who loves you? I do. See you on Friday. Bye.